18 weeks of pregnancy. By far, this has been one of the best weeks of pregnancy, with the best being going to our anatomy scan. And at the anatomy scan, that's where you find out whether you're having a boy or a girl. So obviously we found out, and we made 2 videos announcing that we were having a boy, one on this channel and one on our channel, The Current Couple. Right after our anatomy scan, we went to a local bakery, a place called Cakes by Ron, and we had them make up 2 cakes, and we told them we want them to be blue inside, white on the outside, and then they suggested to put little like blue and pink question marks on them, and the cakes turned out really cute, but we just bought them as a fun way for us to announce our pregnancy, that the baby was a boy to you all. I'm not the kind of person that that they could just write it down and put it in an envelope and hand it to someone else. I needed to hear verbally out of the ultrasound tech's mouth whether it was a boy or a girl. Even though I knew it was a boy all along, because I'm always right, obviously. But I'm not the kind of person that can just take someone's word for it by writing it in an envelope and hand it to someone. I need to physically know. I need to hear it. So that was the most exciting thing that's happened thus far. Plus the baby is healthy. At the anatomy scan, you go in and make sure you drink water if you haven't had an anatomy scan or if you're going for one soon. You're supposed to drink basically 2 glasses of water. I didn't drink as much water as I should have, and everything was fine, but the time I went before, we went for the first trimester screening, and at the first trimester screening, it's where they check for any chromosomal abnormalities and whatnot, and I had drank too much water, so I had to let out little bits of water. I had to just let out little bits of water, so I didn't want to drink too much this past time, so I didn't drink quite enough, but it was enough to get everything that they needed. So if you're going to an anatomy scan ever, you should just drink as much water. Just drink at least 2 glasses of water, if not a little bit more, because you can always go in the restroom and let a little bit out. So basically what they do at the anatomy scan is they do the ultrasound abdominally, and they take measurements of your baby. They put on the screen first the little baby, kind of just in there, so you see just what you think of when you think of like an ultrasound picture, which we were given tons of little ultrasound pictures. You think of, let's see, that one. So that is our little baby boy. But basically they put that on there first. And then they zoom in and take little measurements. So you don't even know what you're looking at half the time, except the ultrasound tech tells you, oh, this is the diaphragm, this is the blah, 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 this is the blah, blah, blah. And you're just like, okay. And she's measuring it, measuring it, measuring it. Everything is perfect. The coolest thing, I think, for some reason, the coolest thing for me going to these is seeing the spine. See, that's the little spine there, and then that's the baby's head, and it's kind of curled up a little bit. But those are, for some reason, I think the spine is the coolest looking part. So I don't know why, but I just think this spine is really cool. And then she goes through, okay, she asked beforehand, do you all want to know whether you're having a boy or a girl? And we said yes. So then she printed out this picture for us too. You see the little arrow, and you see that's the little nub, which is the little weenie. And then we've got the 2, I think those are the feet, and then I think this is maybe a spine right here, and then like that's the butt. That's what I'm thinking, but I have no idea what I'm looking at exactly. But she gave us tons of pictures. These kind of pictures actually freak me out a little bit. I don't think they're cute. I just have never liked these kind of pictures. I don't know. They really just kind of creep me out a little bit. But yeah, basically all the measurements measured perfect. The baby's right on track. Still due April 2nd. They didn't change my date or anything. But she did tell us that the baby weighed 9 ounces. And when I looked on my Baby Center app at 18 weeks, it said your baby should weigh about 7 ounces, so I'm thinking that our baby was measuring big, but I don't know if it kind of changes from time to time. But now I'm like, am I gonna have a 10-pound baby? I don't want to have a 10-pound baby, but we'll see. Maybe he's gonna be like a big football player. That'd be cool. But yeah, so he weighed 9 ounces. Or at least measured to weigh 9 ounces. I don't know how they really figure that out or whatnot. But, so, I don't know. When I was born, I weighed 7 pounds 9 ounces. When Brian was born, his mom told me he weighed 6 pounds 3 ounces. So, I think to me, he sounds like he was kind of on the small side. And then I feel like I was really normal. I was also, I think 2 weeks late. 10 to 2 weeks late. 10 days to 2 weeks late. So I don't know if that makes the baby grow a little bit more when, probably makes it grow a little bit longer whenever it's in there a little bit longer. But I think that we will probably have a baby then somewhere in that range. But we'll see. So I'm like, I don't want to have a 10-pound baby, but as long as he's healthy, whatever. So the anatomy scan went really well. Then we went to the bakery after that and we had our cakes made. So you really should check out those videos if you haven't seen the videos. I thought they were just kind of a fun, cute way to do it. The other exciting thing this week is that we actually bought things for the baby, our little clothes for the baby, because we found out he was a boy. So boys' clothes are pretty ugly, I've determined. So what I'm not going to buy a ton of clothes. I say that, but I probably will end up buying a ton of clothes. But for me, I'm just thinking that I don't really know, I don't know who knows how big our baby will be when it's born. Who knows if, how long he will last in 0 to 3 months, how long he'll last in 3 to 6 months. So I don't want to buy too much, but I want to buy enough. So we bought these 2 little onesies from Baby Gap. This one's a little Henley one. I think that's really cute. But just a lot of baby clothes are so ugly, and I thought these ones were super cute. That one's for 0 to 3 months. And then we bought this thermal one with the little teddy bear on it. And this one is 0 to 3 months too. So we bought those 2 little things, and then I did order a couple things online. I ordered a couple things online. I'll probably do like a little baby haul video when that stuff comes, which should be in the next couple of days, so yay. And then, because now we have a boy coming, as far as I know, until I go get that 3D or 4D ultrasound, which I find those extremely creepy, but I'm going to go get one just because I'm going to verify. Like, one of my things is, I'm like, well, what if they tell me it's something, and then you get everything you need, and then the baby comes out, and it's the opposite of what they told you. So I'm going to go get that 3D or 4D ultrasound somewhere just to verify that I'm still having a boy. So I'll probably do that sometime after 25 weeks. I don't know. That's my thing. But as far as names go, I have 2 names that we both really like. I really like them, but I can't decide. My mom doesn't like one of them. Not that she doesn't like it, but I don't know. She wasn't super excited about it, but it's still my favorite. So I did go to Books A Million and I purchased the Everything Baby Names book, and I also purchased Baby Names 2013. And I know I could just go to the library or go somewhere and just look through names, but I thought I'm going to get the newest editions of these books and go through and figure out if there's anything I see that I didn't think of that really stands out to me. So right now I wrote down probably about 18 little names in this little book, which I won't be sharing. I learned from experience with a dog. When I got one of my dogs, one that lives with my parents, when I was naming him, people really like to ruin names for you. They like to give you their opinion. But with the dog that lives with us now that I didn't tell anybody, I just named him. I said, his name is Clyde, and nobody had a problem with it, but when you give people the option of having a name, they have a problem with certain names. So I'm not going to let anybody ruin my name for me. Maybe once it's set in stone and I let you know exactly which name we decide on, maybe I'll tell you, but maybe I won't tell you until after birth. I don't know. I just know from experience people can really ruin names for you. Cravings this week. None. Still no cravings. I still don't know if I believe anybody that says you're having cravings. I just don't know if I believe it yet. I know it's possible. There are things that I sometimes want, but I've never deprived myself really of anything. Like if I've ever wanted anything, I go and have it. So I don't think that, I don't know. I just haven't had any cravings. I'm really just kind of like, I don't know what I want. That's kind of my feelings. If something sounds good, it sounds good. But usually it's just like, okay, that sounds okay. But I'm still having a hard time deciding what to eat. I'm still eating little things throughout the day. And aversions, I haven't had any aversions either. The one thing that I have had happen is like, I think 1 or 2 nights this past week, I had something like when I went to bed, I had this thing, it felt like something was caught in my throat after we had eaten and gone to bed. It was like maybe an hour or 2 after we went into bed, and I'd get this feeling in my throat like I wanted to vomit. Not that I really felt like nauseous or anything, but it was just, it felt like there and it felt like it needed to come out. But I just dealt with it and would drink a bunch of water, and yeah, that's about it. But that's the only kind of symptom I think I've had. Other than that, my boobs are still sore and I'm still thirsty, so I just keep drinking a lot of water. And I started to drink from Starbucks the tea lattes, caffeine-free tea lattes, the vanilla rooibos one. So I discovered a drink that I've been really liking. Plus this time of year it gets a little cooler, so I want to drink something a little bit warm, and so tea sounded really appealing. And the tea latte has steamed milk in it and a little bit of syrup, and it's great. As far as my body goes this week, I have not gained any weight. Well, like technically last week I told you at the doctor's office, they said I weighed, basically I'd gained 4 pounds total this entire pregnancy. And now this week at home, I'm still measuring 4 pounds total, but last week I was measuring 3 pounds. So technically, according to the doctors, I've gained 0 this week, but according to my scale, I've gained 1 pound, so 4 pounds total this entire pregnancy, if that makes sense. My belly, I feel like it definitely looks a lot more pregnant. Not where a stranger would feel comfortable coming up to you and saying, "Are you pregnant?" But it looks like Winnie the Pooh. Like just a really well-fed tummy. Looks like a nice, well-fed tummy where I'm getting lots of yummy things. So not where anyone would ask me yet, because I don't think anyone would have I don't think anyone would have the courage to come up to me and say, how far along are you? But I'm waiting for that day, and I know it's getting closer now, so I'm excited about it, but it's not there quite yet. But it's getting there. So I have a feeling by 20 weeks of pregnancy, I'm gonna look pregnant. So I'm happy about that. Actually, this week during my yoga class, my teacher said, "This is the first time that I think you're starting to show a little bit." So my yoga teacher noticed a little bit that my belly was a little bit bigger too, and that made me happy. But she knew I was pregnant, so that doesn't count. People keep asking me about my nursery options, and I mentioned in my video previous to that, I plan on living in our condo for at least until the baby's 6 months. I think that's about the time that our lease will be up on this condo. But I love where we live, and it's just so convenient, and it's going to be so great as we have a small child where we can just go downstairs and walk to a restaurant or something if we need to. It's very convenient. So I'm really happy with where we live. So people have asked me, well, what are you going to do? Most of my friends, their babies don't even live in, or they don't even live in their little set bedroom. They usually live with their parents for at least until they're like a year old. I want to order this bassinet that I think is really cute. It was actually the bassinet that they had on American Horror Story, the first season. I really like that bassinet. I want to just get that bassinet in our bedroom and basically have like little things like play mats and whatnot. But I don't really feel like we need all that much. My parents said that I never even slept in my crib. I think I slept with them. But yeah, so when we get a house, I'll definitely have a room for the baby, but I really don't see a need to have one right now. So that answers that question. Someone asked me how pregnancy is affecting my nails, hair, and skin. My skin has been better than ever. That's part of the reason I thought it was a boy, because they always say the boys make you glow and the girls take away all your beauty and they give you acne and whatnot. I know it's not necessarily true, but I was thinking it's probably a boy because my skin is looking so phenomenal lately. So my skin has been better than ever. Which reminds me, someone asked about my skincare routine for pregnancy. It's really simple. I use Boscia. It's a preservative-free line, and I'm just keeping my skincare really simple. So I use this Makeup Breakup Cleansing Oil, and I cleanse my face with their purifying cleansing gel, and I use their oil-free daily hydration. So basically during pregnancy, I think the two main skin products that you're really not supposed to use are glycolic acid and salicylic acid. So is that how you say it? Salicylic acid? Salicylic acid. Whatever that is. And that's the product that they use to treat acne. So I'm just keeping my skincare really simple so that I just want to keep it really simple. So basically just cleanse and put a nice oil-free lotion on. And that is about it. Okay, nails and my hair are concerned. My hair is growing, I think this past week it seems to have grown a lot more quickly. Before pregnancy, I've been taking prenatal vitamins because I knew that we were going to have children soon, but I wasn't sure when. But my gynecologist said if you're planning on having children in the near future, it's always best to start prenatal vitamins. So I've been taking prenatal vitamins. So, but this past week I feel like my hair has grown quite a bit, and I feel like my nails grew a lot faster this past week than they have. But my nails grow pretty quickly. My hair doesn't grow as quickly as I'd like, but my nails pretty quickly. My nails are kind of a mess right now. And someone asked me, people believe that you can't use nail polish during pregnancy, which is untrue. Like the brands that I use don't contain anything harmful, like SC and OPI. I know that I don't remember what they're called exactly, but they don't contain anything harmful. So it's okay to paint your nails during pregnancy. Another question I have been asked quite a bit is about my how I plan on giving birth. I plan on having like a normal birth, like a natural birth per se, but maybe with an epidural. I'm not 100% sure if I'm going to have an epidural or not. But people kept saying, like, are you going to have a natural birth or a C-section? And I really, in my mind, I never thought that C-section was basically like just such an option. I thought a C-section was more if the baby was in distress, or if you just certain reasons to have a C-section. I'm not going to elect to have a C-section. If I need to have a C-section, that's one thing, but it's not something I would elect to have. Now I will show you my baby bump. See, it looks a lot more pregnant this week, doesn't it? I'm technically 19 weeks right now and a couple days, but technically looks more pregnant. Let me just take off. That's my belly. If you have any other questions, feel free to post them below. I will be posting a little baby haul video in the next couple days, and that is it. So just post your questions, comments, like this video, subscribe to this channel, all that good stuff. And until then, goodbye.